Greetings, y'all. Commander Dragon here. So, before I begin, I just wanted to mention the mess will be cleaned up sometime later this week, so please don't talk about it. And I know you're going to in the comments, but please just understand that people do harp on me about it. We are going to be cleaning it sometime this week. It's just been a hectic week. I wanted to do a quick video on this after watching Angry Cop's most recent video, which came out a few hours ago. And it was covering this one soldier's videos who she was telling people how to get out of the military. How to decide, oh, we don't want to stay and we're just going to fuck off. The one problem I have with what she was saying was most of it will get you kicked out with a dishonorable discharge. Now, what that means is you will not be allowed to own a firearm. You will not be able to find a job, and you will become a criminal. One moment. What? Oh, and you won't be eligible for VA benefits, so you will have to pay for all your medical stuff yourself. My wife just reminded me of that, so I do apologize. She's laying down, just not sleeping yet. So I had a problem with most of them. The one I had the biggest problem with was she talked about feigning a mental illness. And while that is very insulting to me, someone who has mental illnesses, as does my wife, I feel it's more insulting to those of us who join the military with the intent to serve, with the intent of finishing our term, with the intent of doing 20 years. It's more insulting to those of us in that position. Because she was saying to do it in basic training. Now, I agree with a lot of what Drill Sergeant High said in his video. She makes no sense. She's an idiot. And I'm surprised her commander hasn't already given her the boot. Because I guarantee you her commander is going to find both that video and the video she did on her basic training, in which she claimed she was not afraid of the drill sergeants, that she gained 10 pounds, and she was the one with all the contraband. To these ladies, drill sergeants, I have one question. Did you guys actually check her? Now, I'm not saying you didn't do your job. I'm fairly certain you did. And the fact that she was an idiot, notwithstanding. But I do have to ask, how in the world was she able to hold on to contraband beyond you guys? But, you know what? It doesn't matter. She's probably going to get herself kicked out. I hope she does. And to those of you who are drill sergeants, I'm sorry you had to put up with her. I really am. But, I mean, she started to talk about the shark attack. And the way she described it isn't exactly true. Now, I can't do what Drill Sergeant High did. Drill Sergeant High had an actual example of shark attack that is just gorgeous. I would advise that you go watch his video on it. He actually got a Marine drill instructor to help him out with it, which is awesome. It was amazing to see the cooperation between the Army and the Marines for this. Anyways, I digress on that. I'm going to give you guys my backstory. It's something I don't usually talk about because I am disappointed in myself quite a bit for what happened. But I'm going to give you guys my backstory when it comes to the military so that you guys understand where I'm coming from. Angry Cops, if you end up watching this video and decide to do a video on it, debunking anything I might have said that you might think is a myth, please do. Okay? I would love to hear your 2 cents on the topic, because there's a lot of things that even now I don't understand when I was in. So let me just start like this. I joined at 17 from Iowa. I was in Iowa at the time. I joined at 17 because I wanted to get out of the house. And to me, the only thing I could do was the military. Now, that's not saying that I didn't think I could do anything else I set my mind to. No, what I meant was, at least to myself, the military was the only thing I wanted to do. So I joined the Army as a communication specialist. Not the best choice of work. I would have done better as an 11 Bravo, but, hey. History, 2020 vision in the past. So anyways, I go through basic training. I'm at Fort Jackson. Most people would call that Relaxing Jackson. Thankfully, I did not get a bonus. I was a little miffed about it at first, but after I got kicked out, it was kind of... I'm glad I didn't get it. Anyways, so basic training was a blast for me. I enjoyed every minute of it. And I would love going through it again. Hell, I'd love being able to do that as a job, just go through basic training. That would be a blast to me. Anyways, basic training ends. I go to AIT in Fort Gordon for what was supposed to be a 4-month thing. We graduate 4 months after we get there, and I get told that my orders are the only ones that haven't been cut. 2 months later, they finally get cut. I get sent to Fort Drum. Now, at first, I thought Fort Drum was cool. I didn't mind New York. I don't mind the weather. Throughout 2010, I did my best to keep my head down, my nose clean. You know, I just wanted to do my job. I wanted to go home. I wanted to hang out with buddies. Didn't have very many of them. I was young, dumb, and, as we say in the military, full of cum. Yeah, it really is a saying. We get deployed March of 2011. And within a week of me getting to the FOB we were assigned to, I had to talk to my NCO. Because throughout 2010, I was the one being hazed. Now, I didn't mind, it didn't bother me so much that I was being hazed. Because in my mind, you know, they're laughing at me, they're not laughing at somebody else. And I know I'm not going to go off the rails on them, but somebody else might. And somebody else might be stupid enough to use a firearm. I'm not going to. If I go off on somebody, it's going to be a punch to the face. I've done that before in basic training. That's a story for another time. So, we get to Afghanistan, and they're still hazing me. Now, at the time, my first thought was, wait, we're in Afghanistan, we should be focused more on our job than hazing the one weirdo. They didn't see it that way. So I talked to my NCO. I said a sentence that I regret, because it was a sentence that, upon further reflection, I realized was the problem sentence. I'm not going to tell you what that sentence is. That's between me and my old NCO. He decided it was in his best interest to take my bolt, which it was. It was perfectly within his right and his responsibility. He took my bolt. Got it. Great. Over the next 3 months, nothing really changed much. I did my job. I was still hazed. I just decided to ignore it. Let it wash off my back like water off a duck's back. 3 months later, I get my bolt back, as per Army regulation. However, this is where things start to get a little wonky. He did not give me my firing pin back, so I had a useless weapon. Tried to talk to the EO officer about it. Found out that the EO sergeant, the one I was supposed to talk to, was friends with my NCO in such a way that nothing I said fixed anything. I couldn't get my firing pin back. So I just had to grin and bear it. This is where the delusions start. Now, I say delusions, really they were just... My imagination started to run away with me, because I was in a dangerous war zone without a way to defend myself. Because of that, another mental disorder got diagnosed while I was out there. Now, in 2010, my ADHD was diagnosed. So, we get out there, my ADHD gets exacerbated while I'm out there because I have no working rifle. And on top of that, this new one gets diagnosed and gets exacerbated. October of 2011, I get sent home. The day before I was supposed to get on that convoy to go to Kandahar Air Force Base to get sent home, my NCO gives me my firing pin that night. I get on the convoy, we go to Kandahar, and I get sent home. November of 2011, the paperwork finally goes through, and I get kicked out with nothing. So, be aware of this. If you do decide to join, and you get kicked out for whatever reason, according to Army regulations, they are supposed to wait until you have the money to be able to get a place. They did not with me. I got kicked out with no money to my name. So, that being said, I made many mistakes. I was homeless for two years, almost. No, almost, technically 3. from 2011 or late 2011 to early 2014, I was homeless. So 2 years, few months. Finally got my apartment in March of 2014, and I've been housed ever since. I had to fight to get my disability. After that, I had to fight to get a pension, and it's a non-service connected disability pension, just so you guys are aware. I had to fight to get that because no job will hire me now because of my military service. So just understand that just because you do everything right does not mean that something will go wrong. And if you think your mistakes in the military will not follow you out to the real world, hate to break it to you, it will. So, if you signed up, your best bet is to complete your service honorably. I'm not saying don't make mistakes. It's the only way we learn is to make mistakes. What I'm saying is, be careful. Keep your head on a swivel, but keep it down and your nose clean, and you won't run into the same problems I did. I made mistakes because I was young. I was naive. I had no idea about the world. I've been out for over a decade, almost a decade now. It'll be 10 years in November. So, I've had time to grow up, time to learn a little bit more. I feel, if given the chance to go back in as an infantryman, I have a feeling at the very least I could finish 4 years, which is what I want to do. Do I think I'm going to get that chance? Not anymore. Sadly. It saddens me a lot because the military is my calling. Not much I can do about it. But anyways, last thing before I let you guys go, have my sister in your prayers. She is currently going through basic training. She signed up for the Army, started basic training a couple days ago. To you, my sister, I say this. Congratulations on getting in. Good luck. And I will see you when you finally finish AIT, I hope. Anyways. Angry Cops, like I said, if you want to give your 2 cents on it, please, I look forward to it. I look forward to hearing what you say. If there's anything that sounded wonky to you, please let me know, and I will be willing to get in contact with you to clarify a little bit more, as much as I can. So, thank you guys all so much for watching, and as always, happy hunting.